Hi everyone, this is Kishor here again from Real Life Property Solutions. I'm here to do a live session that been doing every Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Just to give you an update about the current market last 1 week, what's been happening, as well as what happened throughout our office, and as well as today. Just wanted to let you know we have a special guest to give you, if you are an investor looking to buy investment property, and what kind of questions you may need to ask to accountant to ensure that you have the best value of your investment property, as well as how you can actually get a benefit from your investment property. That topic will be discussed with our special guest in a few moments. But before that, I just want to give you a bit of information what's happened last 1 week in our office through the agents as well. So we had two properties settled and sold yesterday. One is 14 Danville Street in Pimpama. Very good price, very happy buyer, and as well as the seller is obviously very happy with the price we achieved for them. Congratulations to the buyer and seller. The property has been settled yesterday, and the new owner has already moved into the property. So we wish you all the best for the owner of the property, as well as 82/60 Casey's Road, Hope Island. It's a long time coming. It took a while, but obviously it took a few months because we had to put that clause on the contract. Finally, it has settled yesterday with the cash buyer from Sydney. They are hoping to move in on the Gold Coast next few months. Congratulations there to the buyer, as well as the vendor who lives in New Zealand, who trusted me and given authority to sell the property, and we achieved the result in a first open homes, and that was done and dusted through the cash buy unconditional contract. So I mean, we put a 90 days clause on the settlement, which has settled yesterday. It was actually a complex, a record price within the complex for that price. So obviously, happy vendor and happy buyer. Congratulations all around. We have 8 Links Avenue, Meadowbrook, gone on the contract as well in Logan, which is went on the contract off market for our investor in Sydney, which is another great result. Seller is very happy with the price they achieved, as well as the buyer is happy what they've been able to offer. So congratulations all around there. We have one off-market property in Kumira, which has just about to go on the contract. The offer has been accepted by the owner. This is going to be another cracker. Will be the probably the street record, or probably the area record for that kind of property. It was only built last year, and we have been able to achieve that as well in a very short period of time with a very small marketing on our social media. So that's what we do. If you are a seller and you would like to sell your property quietly and still get a high price on this market, we have the system and we have the database. We have the qualified buyers looking around on the Gold Coast and the Brisbane. So please get in touch. And I think in this current market, you'll feel lucky to actually put an offer off market, because there is not much competition between the buyers. We're talking with a few vendors to get the listing signed within the next couple of weeks. We have property coming in Helensville. We actually have one off-market property in Helensville, a very centrally located position. It's got a swimming pool and everything. It's currently been renovated. And it's actually on off market at the moment. If you wish to get more information about that, happy to share that with you. Please get in touch with me, and I'm happy to share the information about the property and the expected price the vendor is looking. We do have a property coming in Upper Kumira. We have apartment coming in Surface Paradise. Been in touch with the vendors, so that's on a pipeline. So, but in as a whole, if you are looking for the property in the area with your requirements, please get in touch, and we will try to find the property that matches your circumstances and your budget and the locations. If not, we are more than happy to guide you through the process, what it can be while you're buying the property. We are there to help you and advise on your side, whichever way we can. Um, as we have been discussed with the regarding putting a report for the Southport and Kumira last couple of weeks, I have not prepared that report. Unfortunately, I do apologize for that because we have a special guest as well. So I want to give more time to him and ask a few questions that might be interested for you guys as well, that you want to know through the accountant. And if you are looking for the investment, what sort of questions you should ask your accountant so you can get the maximum benefit out of your investment property. Today we have, I want to bring him on the live now so that I can introduce him as well, and I will get to hear from him. I would like to introduce our accountant, our local, based on the Gold Coast, been living on the Gold Coast for a while, and he's a qualified accountant, none other than Mr. Arpit Anand. Arpit, we welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kishor, for having me in your show.
So today's session, I would like to thank you for giving your time, especially in this busy month of the year, that you're trying to close a lot of clients before Christmas. Today we will. I would like to ask you 3 questions, and maybe those questions wanted to ask by our clients or investors who wanted to get into the property investment side. Before we start the questions, can you please introduce yourself? And maybe not a lot of people knows about you, so that will be pretty good, that what you do and what sort of service do you provide from your side of it.
I'm a CPA. I have been working in accounting from last 10 to 15 years before I came to Australia. I arrived Australia in 2008. I've been working in different professions since then, but from last 4 years, I'm working as full-time accountant in accounting company, and we provide tax services. We provide all the bookkeeping and accounting services.
Excellent. So just ask you the first questions about that many people probably ask. I don't know if these questions to ask you or the mortgage broker or the finance. There's a lot of people probably don't calculate these things before they jump into to buy the property. If somebody asks themselves or come and ask you, can I afford to buy a property? Or let's say, can I afford to buy investment property? So what kind of suggestions, advice do you give to that client?
This is not a financial advice. For the financial advice, they have to contact financial advisor. But I can give you a general map how people can see if they are ready to buy a property or not. The basic thing is, the simple thing is that they have to calculate. They have to contact an accountant who will calculate all his or her income and their expenses, and then he can advise if they are ready to buy a property, and if they are ready to buy a property, how much they can invest, like what property they can afford to buy, depending on their income and expenses.
Perfect. What is negatively geared property?
This is very important question. A lot of people ask this. Negative gearing means when you buy a property and there is a lot of expenses, especially with the investment property. So when you rent it out and your rental income is less than all other expenses in your property, like your mortgage, your interest, you do
Yeah.
some repair work over there, conceal rates, everything, all other expenses. So what
Yeah.
happens when you buy an investment property? Say you get an income of 12,000 from rental, and
Yeah.
you have expenses which is 15,000.
Yeah.
So that $3,000 you can get deducted from your other income. So it's a
Okay.
benefit for you. You get a tax deduction for that much amount.
Yeah.
And another thing, what people don't know, a lot of people, that they can get deduction from older property as well. It's not always the new property. Yes,
Yeah.
in new property they can get deduction, more deduction than the older property, but in older
Yeah.
property as well they can get the deduction, and they don't only get deduction in the like house as well itself. They get
Yeah.
deduction on the property they're installed, like air conditioner or all the fixed asset, whatever is there.
Okay. Um, so they a lot of investors looking to get into the property market or the investment side, aiming to get the depreciation from their investment property. So how they can claim those depreciation on the investment property? How is it calculated?
There are the specialists. They have to go to there. They give the depreciation schedule. This
Yeah.
depends upon how old and how new your property is.
Yeah.
So they get deduction depending on their property life. But
Yeah.
everyone gets deduction. It doesn't matter it's old or new.
So does the investment property has to have certain years? I mean, let's say somebody wants to buy 10 years old property, can they still get a depreciation?
Yes, they definitely can.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be like say brand new. So that means so
No,
they
no.
can claim the full depreciation. How is that how it
Yeah,
works? Or
no.
they can doesn't matter
In
what
brand
type.
new, they get more deduction in earlier years, like 5 years,
Yeah,
10 years. But old property as well, they
they
get the
have the
deduction
depreciation.
for old property as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that should be that could be the good tips for our clients or investors looking to buy investment property.
And
As
also,
Pete said.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. And also they get deduction for the whatever repair they do,
yeah,
even in the old property
yeah.
and
All
renovation.
right.
So
So that there you go. That means, of course, if you buy a new property, you have more depreciations to claim.
yeah,
But if you have the investment, if you are looking to buy investment property which is slightly older, then it's still there. There is a chances that they can get a depreciation. Is that right?
yeah, and also if you want to renovate the old property, you get
Yeah.
depreciation for that as well. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay. We
taxable
just wanted
deduction.
to, yeah, I just wanted to let our audience know that what we've been discussing here, what information we're providing here is just for the general advice purpose. It's whatever information we share is it's nothing. It's granted. So we advise you to go and seek your financial advisor, accountant, mortgage broker to get the genuine, probably the information based on your circumstances. What we're trying to do here is the basic information, what the basic thing that you need to know if you are buying an investment property. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because everyone's situation is different.
Yes. Yeah. The that we get to ask, and we have a lot of clients that they have not been in touch to that level, and they don't know much idea about whether to they buy should they buy a brand new property or the existing property few years old down the track, or maybe 5-10 years old. If I'm an investor, what do you suggest? Do you suggest me to buy an old property or existing? I mean, the brand new property. What's
Look,
yours?
this all depend upon the individual
Yeah,
situation. Whoever is looking for what.
yeah,
If some people who want to get more deduction, they
yeah,
will buy a new property.
yeah,
Or still they can buy a old property and they can renovate, put extra money for renovation and
yeah.
repairs. So that's also tax deductible.
Okay. So it doesn't really. It depends on the person's circumstances, what they want to
Yeah.
achieve. Through their,
What's their income, what's their aim.
yeah.
They are they are looking for the long term investment or short term investment.
Yeah. So did there is structure for the investment property, especially for the ownership.
Yeah, there.
I'm curious about to know that as well. How's that ownership structure uh, should the client choose, and what do you say about that?
There is different structure like individual. You can buy a property as an individual, or as
Yep.
a you can open a trust. Most
Yep.
common are individual and trust. In individual, you buy anything and like the negative gearing or any other deduction you claim against your individual income. But when
Yep.
you create it, so many people do through the trust, because if you get like if you sell your investment property
Yep.
after 12 months, you get capital gain tax
Yep.
deduction, 50% of them. And also, if you are in trust and you have several other members on this trust, you can
Yep.
distribute that capital gain income to
Yep.
other family members so that you have to pay less
Yep.
tax. But again,
Okay.
it's all depend upon the individual circumstances and or income of the individual member of
Yep.
the trust.
Okay, I have our questions been asked on our comment box by Abu Sanjung. He said, great team assimilation, guys. Thank you, Abu San. He asked, how much capital does the bank provide for the investment property against the equity? What is that the questions to ask you, or who should answer this question?
Yes, actually, most of the people don't know that once they buy a property,
Yeah,
it's very easy to buy another property and increase their property portfolio by
yeah,
equity.
yeah,
So bank, the mortgage broker will explain you better.
yeah,
But in general term, I will explain you that when you buy a property for 500,000,
yeah,
the the price of the property increases and it's 700,000
yeah,
in 3 years, and that 3 years you have by the installment your property loan decreases.
yeah,
It it comes down to 400,000.
yeah.
It means you have 300,000 equity there sitting
Right.
there.
Yeah,
Generally bank, what they do, they give 80% of that equity property, so
yeah.
you can buy another property
Mm-hmm.
without paying any money from your pocket,
Okay.
depending on what property you are looking for.
Yeah.
So
All
as a
right.
20% deposit, they can have it from your equity and you don't have to pay. And if you buy any rental property,
Yeah.
then you don't have to pay mortgage from your pocket.
Because they're already generating the income from the property. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here you go. Hopefully that gives a little bit of answer to the questions that Avashan asked. If you have any questions, we're going to be here for a few minutes now. If you are live watching us, and if you have any questions for ourselves or Arpit, he's an accountant from the Gold Coast, doing his been in the industry for quite a few years. He's CPA qualified. He knows a lot. So if you are looking for accountant, if you have any advice, if you want to load the tax or any questions that you have related to the accountant, please get in touch with Arpit Anand. Um, do you have anything? What advice or suggestions that you provide to the client if somebody come and ask you, I want to buy an investment property, um, what should I do? What's your
First
answer
of
on?
all, first of all, everyone should have their own goal,
Yeah,
what they want to be in 10 years, 15
yeah,
years, 20 years, or even in 5 years.
yeah,
And all the different people have different ambition and
yeah,
different goal. Some people are short-term investor.
hmm,
Most of the people are long-term investor.
yeah,
Buying a property, a lot of people think buying a property is not a good investment,
yeah,
but they forget that buying a property is a win-win situation for most of the time. Because like I explained before, if you have a property, if
yeah,
you are going to buy another investment property,
hmm,
you don't have to give anything from your out of your pocket.
yeah,
So if you're buying another property in equity, first advantage is that you don't have to pay any money for that. You are getting an investment property,
Yeah.
and you don't have to pay mortgage because they have already rental income. Will cover
Yeah.
that. And after that, whatever like negative gearing is there,
Yeah.
like that will deduct get deducted from your other income.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win situation for most
Okay.
of the people.
Yeah. Um, I think we just wanted to make this so a little bit short and sweet, um, and we wanted to give information as much as we can within a short period of time. Obviously, we do this so to give you basic information um, that you might wanted to ask with your with the related industries. Um, and today we have Arpit Anand, accountant from the Gold Coast. What kind of service do you provide for the clients?
Our company provide all the services, tax services, your business structure, like you said, what structure you should have,
Yep.
company, trust, or individual, sole trader, what is best for you. Different people have different business,
Yep.
and they have different circumstances in their family. So we
Yep.
provide our advice according to what is best for the client.
Okay.
Not all the scenario is like whatever is good for you might not be
Yeah.
good for somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. Um, I know there's quite a few people watching us, and if they want to contact you, can you tell us how can they contact you through the phone or email? Yeah, if you can say that.
Yeah, they can contact me on my email. That's
Yep.
anand.arpit@gmail.com
Yep.
or arpit@skstaxation.com.au. We have an office in Southport and
Yep.
we have an office in Kumera as well. They can contact us there.
Yep.
You can leave the address later on there for both the
Yep.
offices.
Yep.
I have a phone number, mobile number 0431 280 972.
All right. I think we're going to end of this session. I would like to thank you, Arpit, for giving you your time today and sharing some information to our audience.
Thank,
Hopefully, we've been able to give quite decent advice to our audience, and hopefully they have been able to get benefited from this. So, thank you very much, and yeah, have a great
thank you,
day.
Kishor.
Thank you.
It was
All right. So as you heard from our accountant, based on the Gold Coast, Arpit Anand, about how you can, what sort of questions you should ask. Can you afford to buy a property? Should you go for a negative gear property or positive gear property? How the depreciation is calculated? Whether it is good to buy new property, brand new property, or the old property? That they have different positive and negative factors in there, obviously. So you need to go through your circumstances, have a chat with your accountant, and make a decision based on your what is your plan, what you're trying to achieve. As well as there's a different structure of buying an investment property. As Arpit said, they can be done as a trust account or the individual. Obviously, the most popular structure is individual. I think that's pretty much it for today's session. As we heading to our festive season, we would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I think I will have another session next week with another special guest. Until then, you have a good day. Take care and goodbye.